John's Junk. Welcome to my parlor. You believe that, right? Anyway, today we're going to do what's in my camera bag. A lot of hot shot, big shot photographers, cinematographers on YouTube do a what's in my camera bag. I think it's kind of interesting to see what they're using to get their shots, mostly to see what's going through their heads while they're out shooting and why they've chosen what they've chosen to take when they go to capture the images they go to capture or the video they go to capture. Other than that, I think it's kind of silly that people want to know what's in a photographer or videographer's camera bag, primarily because they are thinking that if they know what that photographer is using or videographer is using, then they're going to be able to get the same kind of shots, which just isn't so. So what are my motivations for doing this? Primarily, I think it will be interesting to see a year, 5 years, 10 years down the road, my thought process today and why I'm carrying what I'm carrying today versus what I may or may not be carrying a year, 5 years, 10 years down the road. The first thing you're going to notice is I don't have a camera bag. I use this Camelback. I've gotten through airports with this. Yeah, there's a bug on it. Get off of there. I've gotten through airports with it. I just got to make sure the bladder is completely empty. Bladder goes here. It's 100 ounces. This will generally get me through most of a day at a racetrack, depending on the day. If I'm flying, well, yeah, too bad, so sad if I run out. If I'm driving and I'm using my car, truck, whatever, as a base camp, I usually have a couple of gallons in there with me so I can top off if I need to. Another bug. Anyway, this is Camelback Rim Runner 22. It's the biggest one I could have felt like spending money on at the time. Now, I'm slightly different than most people. I don't buy the cheapest. I don't buy the best. I don't buy the worst. I look at the features versus what I'm willing to pay versus when I need it. So this one fit that. I need it. It's within what I felt like paying for based on the size and my criteria, which was, it's a heck of a lot bigger than what I used to have. So first off, what's in this guy? I don't even know which one to unzip. First and foremost, protection. Yeah, that kind. Protection from the elements. If it starts to rain on me, I don't want me or my junk to get wet, so I tow it a poncho. I've had this thing for 20 odd years. If you see this, abandon all hope. If you see that, don't follow it. It's not going anywhere hospitable, friendly, nice, or comfortable. But that's a big poncho. In this front pouch, easy to get to, quick. I have spare memory cards, spare batteries. My primary camera body eats batteries because it's old and the batteries are old. But I do mostly stills with it, and I don't rock and roll with it. So usually one battery I can bang out 2,000 shots with it. But there's that spare CF card, fastest ones I can get my hands on, and spare batteries for the camera I rock and roll with, and memory card for it. 2 memory cards for it, 64 giggers because it eats them, and quick. Backup hard drive. Keep this on you. I keep this on me. I back up my files to this every night. Vitamin I, because headaches. Now, Black Rapid strap. Sport. Drape it over my shoulder, zip, 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 bang, bang. It gets tangled up when you lay on the ground, though. Alright. My primary camera body is full frame with an ultra wide on it. This happens to be a 15 to 30. I bought this camera body secondhand. It was the latest and the greatest 10 years ago. This is a $3,600 camera body 10 years ago. I paid, I think, $700 for it with a whole bunch of other stuff. It's a little worse for wear, but glass, 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 glass. 15 millimeters. It suits how I shoot, and it is a Tamron on a Nikon. I like to get in there really tight, really close. Wide angle lenses, you bring what's close to the lens in closer, and you push what's not close to the lens further away. So if I'm shooting in a car show, my subject is first and foremost. Anything behind that kind of gets minimized and pushed further off into the distance. So yeah, only thing I got to worry about is twisting and distorting. I shoot this one of two ways, 15 millimeter or 30 millimeter. I don't shoot anywhere in between at all. Now this is a VC lens, vibration compensated, autofocus. This camera has all kinds of buttons and more buttons than I know what to do with. But primarily, yeah, full frame, beastie with an ultra wide lens. My secondary body is for, and it's stuck on something. Try to pull my diopter control button off. My secondary body is a crop body. I use this one. I never can get this on first go. There we go. I use the crop body for shooting at events where there's action shots and I can't get up close and personal. It's a 70 to 200, and for the most part it stays at 200. I'm thinking about getting a teleconverter for it, not sure yet, but with a 1.5 crop that's equivalent of around 350. But this lens does not have an accurate 200 millimeter. It's more of a 1-to-1 reproduction ratio. It's really close to 1-to-1, they say. Not sure what all that means, but it's not as close as I'd really like it some of the times. So I'm thinking a 2 times teleconverter would really help. But this is the fastest crop body they make. It'll do 10 frames a second until the card's full. Well, 200 shots and you let off, hit it again, and it starts going again. But it will not stop. It will not quit. It will never surrender. It'll never say die. It goes until the card is completely full, and then you're done. This is the reason I have to carry extra batteries, because I pretty much keep this thing in rock and roll mode, continuous high, 10 frames a second. But with 70 to 200, I can reach out there and touch some stuff. And I think this thing is 20 megapixels. I'm not certain, but I can crop the heck out of it too, and really get the shots I like, the shots I want at drag racing events, until I've had it out in the heat, because it's got shmoo on it. But yeah, that's pretty much this all that's in my bag when I go out shooting. Yeah, maybe this will help somebody. Hopefully you found it entertaining, useful, helpful. Thanks for watching. Neighbor dog barking again, come on.